Hey there, it's Bootzone here. This is a GTech. It's a 22 volt Air Ram. I can't remember if these are Mark 1 or something like that. It's got a lithium ion battery, it goes in the back there. That's a bit of detail about it. 22.2 volts. Good little vacuum cleaner. I have one like this in the house, but I got this one recently. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So let's just see what it does on my filthy carpet. Didn't like that, but so it seems to work fine. But look at this brush bar, it's completely covered in what looks to be hair, which is kind of gross. The little wheels have hair all stuck through them. I cleaned it. Let's see what I've just picked up. Let's see if it works again actually, now that I've knackered it. So it seems to work absolutely fine. So let's just get in here. That's the lid with the filters in it. Now they look pretty caked in dust. So to open them up, I need to get in there. I think you can use a coin or just do it like that. Let's see if that opened. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty clean. I can give that a wash. Here are the filters in here. These look a bit mean. So they're foam filters, but they're covered in dust. I'm sure that's, well, that's good. They're working, and the bottom of them is clean, which is positive. I'll give these a tap outside, and then I'll give them a wash. Put them face to face. I can get a wash. This is the dust caddy here. It just lifts up. That's the dust just from now. So, you know, it's working. That's positive. It's quite dusty in here. And what I want to get to is this brush bar. So I think I need to take out some screws. Screws. Okay. So it's got Phillips heads on each side, and then the rest are Torx. So that's just inviting me to do one rather than the other. I think I need to take them out on each side because I think there's two separate brush bars. I don't quite remember. So there's a short screw and a long screw there. I have done this before on the one I use, and my plan with this was, you see, this one I found it really. It was being discarded, but it had the battery in it, and I've got a few spare batteries and the charger. So if I have two of these in my house, well, I can just have one on each floor, which is kind of useful, kind of handy. How do these come off now? I should probably take the battery out before I go playing with it, in case anything happens. Does this rotate out or lift off, or? I swear I've never seen one of these before. There, it just lifts up a bit and out, and there's a little bronze bushing in there, which is fine. I'm not even going to touch that. And then this should pull out, and that is completely caked out. So likewise on this side, just put the screwdriver in between here if I can. Under here, try and lift that up. Okay. Lifts out. This time the bronze has stayed on the other thing, so I'll put that there, push it in. And that's that. So there's a lot of hair stuck in there as well. Hair, green fluff. Now, pull out that fluff. There's some fluff stuck in there. There's a bit more in here. Okay. So I'm not going to take it apart any further than that. I will give everything a vacuum over and a wipe down, but I'm not particularly worried about the rest of it. I think it works fine. So this is just about a bit of routine maintenance. Wash this, clean the filters. So to get this hair off, and this is the worst, one of the worst I've ever seen actually. Get a scissors, just go in, and just, well, you can tear it off as easy as you can cut it on this one, it happens. This looks like human hair, which is, I don't know, better than animal hair, still gross, whatever way you look at it. I just have to force it off. So more and more recently I've been finding lithium-ion powered battery vacuum cleaners. Never used to find anything with lithium ions, and vacuum cleaners, you know, you still find mostly ones that don't have batteries, but the fact that these have started to be thrown out in skips and whatnot just means that the cycle's gone round. People have already upgraded. I don't know if this is up to about 10 years old, a vacuum like this. This is quite handy because we can do a before and after comparison of these two now. For this kind of work, this is my favorite tool. It's just a little hook tool. It's a trim tool. I might put a link below if I remember to do it. You can use it to hook in and pull out. Oh, there we go. That took a bit of force there. Pull out these gobs of hair. That's that clean, and you can use it to get in under anything. And then lifts it up, and then you can pull it away. There isn't much point in washing it. Sometimes in the past I've washed these brushes. The minute you put it onto a floor, it's going to get dirty again. Like, I'm probably going to try it out here in the shed. Well, the shed floor is a long way from being clean. So is there any point in cleaning these things completely? If you wanted to sell them as refurbished or something, but I don't really like selling things like this. If I was going to sell it, I would want to try and use it at home first for a while. Bit of thread. Use it at home for a while and see that it's all working correctly and everything isn't gonna, you know, I don't want anybody to be disappointed. So that's coming up pretty clean now. There's a pigeon outside. I don't know if you can hear it on the footage, on the video. There's a little bit more there. So before and after. I'll spare you the second one. let's just have a look and see what happens if I take out these 4 screws here. I don't know if this is a sucking up part, if there's a vacuum coming through here behind this brush. There might be. The other thing I want to do is pop those wheels out, give them a clean, the 2 little rollers. There we go, that's that out. Oh yeah, there's a load of stuff stuck in there. Give that a vacuum. What is it stuck on? It's rusty, I think, in the end. A little bit of moisture. Must have gotten in there. It's that one. There's a lot of fluff in behind it as well. Okay, that one's coming off easier. If you get too much fluff in on these, they completely seize up and then they stop going around and you wind up that they just wear away on one side. I've seen that with just regular vacuum cleaners, if there's such a thing. Oh, it's stuck. Come on now. A bit of fluff there as well. That's it. That's that one in. I'll give this a wipe off with a cloth. I'll wash all the other parts and then I'll put it back together. Okay, it's the next day. Let's get this thing all back together again. I've washed out these parts. When I say I washed them, I use washing up liquid in a kitchen sink. With these pads, the filter pads, I put a little bit of washing up liquid on them. I think this is the dirty side. And then I put the 2 together and I just squeeze, 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 squeeze in a bowl of water until the water comes clear, until the bubbles come out and the water comes clear. And a lot of dirt comes out of these, but when it stops coming out, they're pretty much clean again. This is the best I can do. You can buy new pads on the internet. They cost money. That's your choice. If I can, I'll put a link below to them with an affiliated Amazon link. Fit filters to this part. There's a clue. I think they go that way. I think they push on so that in this little rim here, that it sits onto this. So push them on the whole way around. Push it right down. Do it again. So I have 2 of these now, and I hadn't a single one of them, and I'd never heard of GTech as a thing. I thought it was a kid's toy computer before that. But they seem to do okay, and I did a demonstration of it cleaning carpet before, and the carpet that I use now I don't have out here. So I'm not going to do that demo again. So if you want to check out my other videos, you can see the demo. Then this bit here goes on here. It's got this little molded rubber fin in there. It makes an air seal. To push that in, if I recall. Seems about right. The rubber's in all around. And then lock it. That should be that. So the air comes through the case, up through the filter and out here. That's the washing job. I didn't get into the corners on this, but it's good enough. It has a rubber seal along here, rubber seal along here. So it's, you know, it's quite, it's not a simple manufacturing process to make these, I'd say. There's a couple of stages in the plastic molding. There we go, it just snaps together. So we set that aside and get the brush. So if I take that over like this, now if I have that like that, first thing I took apart, or the last thing I took apart, was this brush. So it goes in here somehow. I can just see a little mark there on the brush, so that means that that's the front, because that seems to rub up against here. So I'm guessing I just put that in there and then put this in here and it keeps it in position. I don't think there's much more to it. And it had Torx screws, so I'll put them back in. Yeah, I found this one. I think it's a nice machine. I think the other one's a nice machine. I think they're both nice machines. But they're very expensive new. Like, they don't sell this one anymore, I don't think. Maybe they still do. Presumably you can still buy them somewhere new, because they haven't been around very long. It's a DM001 AR2 Air Ram AR2, 22.2 volts lithium-ion batteries. It's yeah, it's a nice machine. It does the job. It's enough to vacuum as much vacuuming as I would ever do with one battery. So it'll do a couple of bedrooms. It's not great on stairs because you've got to kind of lift the whole thing, and it's not really designed for stairs, so I can't really complain. Okay, I'm not sure if these are the same. No, they're not. So I don't know which way. Is there a left and a right? Let's have a look. Just says C. That's no help to me. A bit more dust in there, I didn't get out. Well, so if it's sweeping this way, I think it should have this one on it, because then it's pulling the dust in towards the center, if that makes sense. You can tell me I'm wrong. And then these clips go on. I'll do the one on my side first so I can see what I'm doing. I'll do this one so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so it's got a clip here on the bottom to go in. Lift up the brush bar to get it into that bushing. Put it on the correct side, that would help. So, put this little tab here, in here. Lift up the brush bar to get it to engage. Just push it down and then the screws will go in. Long one at the back, short one at the front. Phillips screwdriver. Try and get a close-up on the other side. So the little plastic tab goes in at the bottom there. Lift the roller up, snap that in, just snap it down. Long screw at the back, short screw at the front. So let's reassemble it. That pushes in until it positively snaps in, and this is kind of level on the sides. I've seen them sitting up. This one when I got it had a wrapper or something stuck underneath, so it couldn't sit down properly, and that's maybe why it's thrown out, because people don't think it works. Then here on the back is where the battery goes. Bottom in first, top in. Another channel called TechMoan did a video on this model years and years ago, and it's worth watching because he doesn't take it apart really. He goes through the process of setting it up, and it has a charging point here. Here there's a USB. It needs a special USB cable with some kind of a module on the cable. I've emailed GTech about it and they say they don't know anything about it. I guess you're getting the wrong person in customer service at that point, but they were no help to me at all. But apparently you could change the settings so that you could do different types of vacuuming, make the battery last a bit longer, so it would underrun the motor a little bit. Underrun, is that a word? But you'd get a little bit more out of the battery, and I think you might be able to push it up a little bit as well, so it wouldn't run as long, but in theory it runs the brushes and the vacuum a bit harder to speed up your vacuuming. It swings and roundabouts, really. Let's turn it on. There should be some lights here indicating power. But that's it. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.